explosive family drama, the pregnant affair that shook everything. Hey there, drama lovers. Buckle up, because I've got a story that's going to make your jaw drop faster than a pregnant bridesmaid's water breaking at a wedding. Picture this. It's a beautiful sunny day, the perfect for a baby shower. Gifts are piled high, the room is buzzing with excitement, and then bam! I drop a bombshell that turns this cute little party into a scene straight out of Jerry Springer. But here's the million-dollar question. How far would you go to expose a family secret? Would you risk it all to unveil the truth, even if it meant turning your whole world upside down? Well, stick around, because that's exactly what I did, and let me tell you, the fallout was more explosive than Mentos in a soda bottle. Welcome, my fellow drama enthusiasts, to what I can only describe as the craziest family story ever. Seriously, if telenovelas were real life, this would be the season finale that breaks the internet. I'm your host and unfortunate protagonist in this real-life soap opera, and boy do I have a tale to tell. Before we dive in, let me introduce you to our cast of characters. We've got me, your trusty narrator and chaos instigator extraordinaire. Then there's my sister. Let's call her Pregzilla, the star of our show and soon-to-be mom with more secrets than a government facility. Her husband, we'll name him Clueless Carl, is the poor schmuck who has no idea what's coming. And of course, we can't forget the ex-boyfriend turned baby daddy, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Rounding out our ensemble are my parents, aka the enablers, because every good drama needs some misguided supporters, right? Now I need you to buckle up tighter than Pregzilla's maternity pants, because this ride is about to get wilder than a llama on roller skates. Trust me, by the end of this story, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew about family loyalty, pregnancy hormones, and the destructive power of a well-timed truth bomb. Why will this story leave you shocked, you ask? Well, let's just say it involves a secret affair, a diabolical plan worthy of a Bond villain, and a family showdown that makes the Red Wedding look like a friendly game of charades. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and prepare to have your mind blown. It all started on a typical Tuesday. I was minding my own business, scrolling through my phone, when bam! A text pops up that nearly makes me drop my pumpkin spice latte. It's from my old high school friend, Gossip Greta, and let me tell you, this tea was hotter than my coffee. OMG, I just saw your sister at the mall with her ex. They were looking pretty cozy for someone who's married and preggo. Now, I'm not one to jump to conclusions, but this was fishier than a tuna factory. I mean, my sister Pregzilla was supposed to be picking out onesies with Clueless Carl, not canoodling with her ex at the food court. So I did what any responsible sister would do. I turned into Sherlock Holmes with a smartphone. After days of sleuthing that would make the CIA proud, I had enough evidence to confront Pregzilla. I cornered her faster than you can say paternity test, and boy did the floodgates open. She spilled the beans quicker than a clumsy waiter at a chili contest. Not only was she having an affair with Mr. Steal Your Girl, but she had a plan so devious it would make Cruella de Vil blush. Are you ready for this? She was planning to wait until after the baby was born, then leave Clueless Carl high and dry, all while securing a fat child support check and alimony. Talk about a gold digger with a baby bump. I was more shocked than a cat in a bathtub. My own sister plotting to destroy her marriage and manipulate everyone around her? It was like finding out Santa isn't real all over again, but way, way worse. Fast forward to the baby shower, aka the day I decided to go nuclear. Picture it, pink balloons everywhere, a cake shaped like a stork, and more, frilly baby clothes than you can shake a rattle at. Pregzilla is holding court like a pregnant queen, Clueless Carl is beaming with pride, and I'm sitting there, a ticking time bomb of truth. As Pregzilla starts to open gifts, I stand up, my heart pounding harder than a heavy metal drummer. I've got a special gift, I announce, my voice shaking. It's called the truth. What happened next was like a scene from a reality TV show. I spilled all the tea, and let me tell you, it was a tsunami of drama. Clueless Carl's face went from confusion to shock to anger, faster than a mood ring on a hormonal teenager. Pregzilla started screaming louder than a banshee with a stubbed toe. And the guests? They were eating it up like it was the last piece of cake at a Weight Watchers meeting. Now you'd think exposing a cheating, manipulative sister would make me the family hero, right? Wrong. Turns out, The enablers weren't too thrilled with my truth-telling ways. They went into full damage control mode, trying to turn the whole family against me faster than you can say dysfunctional. But wait, it gets better. They didn't stop at just bad-mouthing me to every relative with a working ear. Oh no, they decided to go full soap opera and try to sabotage my own marriage. Can you believe it? They were spreading lies about me faster than a virus at a kindergarten. There I was, feeling like I was starring in my own personal episode of Survivor Family Edition, trying to dodge their attacks and keep my own relationship from becoming collateral damage. It was exhausting, but let me tell you, it made for some epic Thanksgiving dinner conversations. But as they say, the truth will out. And boy, did it ever. Pregzilla's house of lies came tumbling down like a Jenga tower in an earthquake. Her affair with Mr. Steal Your Girl became impossible to hide, and her manipulative behavior was exposed for all to see. Clueless Carl, bless his heart, finally saw the light and kicked Pregzilla to the curb, faster than you can say divorce attorney. It was like watching a real-life courtroom drama, but with more pregnant waddles and less objections. Am I wrong here for doing what I did? Either way, in the end, I stood vindicated, like a phoenix rising from the ashes of family drama. Sure, I had to cut ties with my toxic family to protect my own sanity, but sometimes you've got to prune the family tree to keep it healthy, right? Whew, what a wild ride, right? Let's recap this family soap opera. We had a pregnant sister with a secret affair, a clueless husband, a baby daddy ex-boyfriend, enabling parents, and yours truly, the truth-bombing sister who blew it all wide open. It's like Days of Our Lives meets Maury, but with more plot twists. Now, what life lessons can we draw from this family fiasco? Well, for starters, secrets have a way of coming out, usually in the most dramatic way possible. And sometimes, being the truth teller means being the bad guy, at least until everyone realizes you were right all along. Oh, and never underestimate the power of a well-timed revelation at a baby shower. But here's where it gets interesting. I want to hear from you. Have you ever been caught in the crossfire of family drama? Or maybe you've been the one to drop a truth bomb? Share your stories in the comments below. Let's turn this comment section into the juiciest confessional ever. If you enjoyed this roller coaster of family drama, don't forget to smash that like button, harder than Pregzilla smashed her marriage vows. Hit subscribe faster than Clueless Carl, hit up that divorce lawyer, and ring that notification bell like it's announcing the next family scandal. And here's a little teaser for next week's video. Ever wondered what happens when a Bridezilla meets her match in a Groomzilla? Trust me, you won't want to miss it. It's got more drama than a Shakespeare play and more plot twists than a pretzel factory. Until next time, keep it real, keep it dramatic, and remember, family may be forever, but so are the stories we tell about them. Peace out, drama lovers.
My brother-in-law confessed his love for my wife. Hey there, YouTube. Buckle up, because I've got a story that's going to make your family drama look like a walk in the park. Trust me, I couldn't make this up if I tried. So picture this. It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm having lunch with my wife and my brother-in-law, and everything seems perfectly normal. Little did I know, I was about to step into an episode of Days of Our Lives meets Dr. Phil. Before I dive into this soap opera, let me introduce the cast of characters. There's me, your average Joe trying to navigate this circus. Then there's my wife, Sarah, the unwitting star of this drama. And finally, we have my brother-in-law, Tom. Spoiler alert. Tom's about to go from fun uncle to family outcast, faster than you can say awkward Thanksgiving dinner. It was just another Tuesday. Sarah, Tom, and I decided to grab lunch at our favorite cafe. You know, the kind of place where the biggest drama is usually whether they'll mess up your coffee order. We're sitting there, munching on our sandwiches, chatting about the weather and the kids' latest antics. Tom's laughing at my dad jokes, Sarah's rolling her eyes, lovingly of course, and I'm thinking about what a great family we have. Then, faster than you can say plot twist, the atmosphere shifts. Tom gets this serious look on his face, like he's about to announce he's joining a monastery or moving to Mars. And then folks, it happened. Tom looks straight at Sarah, completely ignoring me, rude by the way, and drops this bombshell. Sarah, I can't keep this inside anymore. I'm in love with you. I've always been in love with you. Let me tell you, in that moment, I wished I had ordered popcorn instead of a sandwich, because this was turning into quite the show. My first thought, is this a prank? Where are the hidden cameras? But nope, Tom was dead serious, and suddenly, I was living in a real-life soap opera. Sarah, bless her heart, looked like she'd seen a ghost. Her sandwich was frozen halfway to her mouth, and I swear I could see the gears in her brain grinding to a halt, trying to process what just happened. Me? I was oscillating between wanting to laugh hysterically and feeling like I might throw up my lunch. It was like being on a roller coaster, if that roller coaster was fueled by family betrayal and awkwardness. The rest of that lunch was, well, let's just say it gives new meaning to the phrase, dining in silence. We all just sat there, staring at our plates, occasionally making eye contact, and then quickly looking away. It was like a very uncomfortable game of emotional chicken. Finally, Sarah stood up, muttered something about needing air, and bolted. I've never seen her move so fast, not even when there's a sale at her favorite store. Tom and I were left sitting there, and let me tell you, if looks could kill, he'd have been 6 feet under. I managed to growl out, "We'll talk about this later," before I chased after my wife, leaving Tom with the bill. Hey, if you're going to try to steal my wife, the least you can do is pay for lunch, right? Now, if you think that lunch was the climax of this family soap opera, hold on to your hats, folks. Because what we discovered next makes that confession look like a casual compliment. A few days after the lunch of doom, as I've come to call it, Sarah and I decided to do some digging. Call it morbid curiosity, or maybe we're just gluttons for punishment. Either way, we ended up at Tom's place while he was at work. What we found was, well, let's just say it was unsettling. And by unsettling, I mean call the police and maybe an exorcist level of creepy. Hidden in his closet, we found a box. Not just any box, mind you. This was a shrine dedicated to my wife. Hundreds of photos, some dating back years. Selfies she'd posted on social media, family photos with her carefully cut out, even some shots that were clearly taken without her knowledge. It was like looking at the world's creepiest scrapbook. Looking back, the signs were there. We just didn't want to see them. You know how hindsight is 20/20. Well, mine now has X-ray vision and a magnifying glass. Remember all those times Tom would show up unannounced at our house? Or how he always seemed to be around when Sarah was doing her morning jog? At the time, we thought he was just being a supportive brother-in-law. Turns out, he was auditioning for the role of creepy stalker number 1. Am I wrong here for not recognizing the signs? And don't get me started on family gatherings. All those times he insisted on sitting next to Sarah, or how he'd always volunteer to take family photos, conveniently placing himself next to my wife. We thought he was just being helpful. Nope, he was playing the long game, folks. Sarah, being the saint she is, was more disturbed than angry. I feel violated, she told me. All those times I confided in him, treated him like a brother, was it all just part of his obsession? She started recalling incidents that seemed innocent at the time, but now took on a sinister hue. The time Tom offered to help her with car trouble when I was out of town. The accidental run-ins at the grocery store. The overly long hugs at family gatherings. I'm scared, she admitted. Not just for me, but for our kids. How do we know he won't try something drastic? And let me tell you, folks, seeing the fear in my wife's eyes. Well, that's when I knew this wasn't just some family drama we could laugh off. This was serious, and we needed to take action. Now, imagine trying to explain this situation to the rest of the family. It's not exactly something you can bring up over Sunday dinner. Pass the potatoes, and oh, by the way, Uncle Tom's been secretly in love with Aunt Sarah for years and has a creepy shrine in his closet. The reactions were varied, to say the least. My parents were in denial. Tom's always been a bit odd, they said. I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. Yeah, right. And I'm sure that box of photos was just for a really intense scrapbooking project. Sarah's parents, on the other hand, were ready to go all Liam Neeson in Taken on Tom. I had to talk her dad down from driving over to Tom's place with a baseball bat. Although, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to let him. Our main concern, though, was the kids. How do you explain to a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old that their fun Uncle Tom isn't allowed around anymore because he's got an unhealthy obsession with mommy? Confronting Tom was, well, imagine the most uncomfortable conversation you've ever had, multiply it by 1,000, and you're still not even close. We met at a public park, safety first, folks. Tom showed up looking like a kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Only instead of cookies, it was my wife's photos. I can explain, he started. Oh boy, this ought to be good, I thought. His explanation? It's not an obsession, it's love. True love. You just don't understand our connection. I had to resist the urge to show him my fist's connection with his face. Instead, I laid down the law. Stay away from my family. No calls, no visits, no accidental run-ins. And get help, seriously. Shielding the kids from this mess was like trying to hide an elephant in a Mini Cooper. Nearly impossible and bound to raise questions. We decided on a watered-down version of the truth for our 10-year-old. Uncle Tom did something that made us very uncomfortable, so we won't be seeing him for a while. For our 7-year-old, Uncle Tom is on a very long timeout. Family gatherings became a carefully choreographed dance of who's invited where and when. Christmas turned into a logistical nightmare that would make UPS executives weep. After the confrontation, we knew we needed to take concrete steps to protect our family. This wasn't just about hurt feelings anymore. This was about safety. Our first stop? A lawyer's office. Nothing says family bonding quite like discussing restraining orders and cease and desist letters. Am I right? We also started seeing a family therapist. Because nothing brings a family together like a shared trauma and a hefty therapy bill. The legal stuff was a real eye-opener. Did you know there are different types of restraining orders? Me neither. We went for the stay 500 feet away and don't even think about contacting us variety. We also filed a police report just to have it on record. The officer's face when I explained the situation was priceless. I think he's still trying to process it. Our lawyer also advised us to document everything. So now, in addition to our family photo album, we have a creepy brother-in-law evidence folder. It's not quite as fun to flip through, let me tell you. Family therapy was interesting, to say the least. Our therapist, Dr. Johnson, had this look of I should have chosen a different career every time we started recounting the latest development in the Tom saga. But you know what? It helped. We learned how to communicate better as a family, how to support each other through this craziness, and most importantly, how to set and maintain healthy boundaries. The kids even got in on the action, learning about good touch, bad touch, and safe secrets versus unsafe secrets. Not exactly the family bonding experience I'd imagined, but hey, you work with what you've got. So here we are, 6 months after the lunch of doom. Our family isn't quite the same, but we're healing. Tom's keeping his distance, thank you legal system, and we're taking it one day at a time. If there's one thing I've learned from this whole experience, it's that family drama comes in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes it's as simple as an argument over who gets the last slice of pizza. And sometimes it's your brother-in-law confessing his undying love for your wife and turning out to be a closet stalker. Life, am I right? These days, our family gatherings are a bit smaller, but a whole lot less creepy. Sarah's doing better, though she still gets jumpy when the doorbell rings unexpectedly. The kids are resilient little troopers. They miss their uncle, but they understand, as much as kids can, that sometimes grown-ups make bad choices and have to face the consequences. As for me, well, I've developed a newfound appreciation for boring family get-togethers. Trust me, boring is severely underrated. We're hopeful for the future, cautiously optimistic that Tom will get the help he needs, and that someday a long, long time from now, we might be able to have some kind of relationship again. But for now, we're focusing on our little family unit, keeping each other safe, and finding the humor in life's craziest curveballs. Because at the end of the day, if you can't laugh at your brother-in-law's secret shrine to your wife, what can you laugh at?
Ever wanted to fire your customer? Here's how. Imagine this for a moment. You're behind the counter at your local coffee shop, minding your own business, when suddenly a wild Karen appears. She's huffing and puffing about her latte being 2 degrees too cold. You're thinking, lady, I don't control the laws of thermodynamics. But instead of cowering in fear, what if I told you there's a way to turn the tables? Stick around, because I'm about to spill the beans on how we found the perfect recipe for dealing with these caffeine-crazed complainers. Hey there, fellow coffee enthusiasts and retail warriors. I'm your friendly neighborhood barista, and boy, do I have a story for you. Welcome to my world of frothy lattes, sleep-deprived college students, and the occasional customer who thinks they're the reincarnation of Gordon Ramsay. Now, let me paint you a picture of my weekend gig. It's me, a high school student just trying to earn some pocket money, my buddy James, who's technically my boss but more like a partner in crime, and Danielle, our college student comrade in arms. We're just 3 kids trying to navigate the treacherous waters of customer service. armed with nothing but our wits and a decent espresso machine. But here's the kicker. We've stumbled upon a secret weapon that's so ridiculous, so outrageous, that it just might work. We call it the fake firing. It's our nuclear option for dealing with those customers who seem to have woken up on the wrong side of, well, the entire universe. Now I know what you're thinking. Is this hilarious or horrible? Well, my caffeine-powered friends, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. So grab your favorite mug, settle in, and let's dive into the great coffee shop charade. Let me set the stage for you. It's a typical Saturday at our little coffee shop. The air is thick with the aroma of freshly ground beans and the sweet scent of pastries. I'm behind the counter, my trusty apron on, ready to caffeinate the masses. Now, most of our customers are great. They're the bread and butter of our business, coming in for their daily fix with a smile and a please and thank you. But then, there are the others. You know the type. They come in with a storm cloud over their heads, looking for any excuse to rain on someone's parade. On this particular day, I'm minding my own business when in walks Mr. Grumpy Pants. He orders a coffee, and I serve it to him straight from the machine, piping hot. But apparently, it's not hot enough for our caffeine connoisseur. This coffee is colder than my ex-wife's heart, he bellows. Okay, he didn't actually say that, but wouldn't it have been great if he did? I try to explain that the coffee is fresh from the machine, but he's not having it. He's ranting and raving like I've personally insulted his entire bloodline. I'm standing there thinking, dude, it's just coffee. Did you wake up on the wrong side of the coffee bean or what? Just as I'm considering whether I can fit inside the espresso machine to escape, in swoops James, our hero of the hour. He's got this look on his face that says, "It's showtime, baby!" James, in his most authoritative voice, which, let's be honest, is hilarious coming from a fellow high schooler, says, "Sir, is there a problem here?" Mr. Grumpy Pants starts unloading on James too, probably thinking he's found a more worthy opponent for his coffee crusade. But James? Oh, James has other plans. He turns to me, his face a mask of stern disapproval. I swear I saw him fighting back a grin and says, "OP, this is unacceptable. You're fired." Now remember, folks, this is all an act. But let me tell you, I deserve an Oscar for my performance. I start with the waterworks, pleading, "No, please don't fire me. My family needs the money. I need this job. Please." James is playing it up too, telling me to take off my apron and leave. He's like a teenage Gordon Ramsay, minus the actual authority, and plus a whole lot of hidden laughter. And then, my friends, we witness a miracle. Mr. Grumpy Pants starts to backtrack faster than a cat who's accidentally walked into the dog park. "It isn't that big of a problem," he stammers. "You don't need to fire her over it. I didn't mean it." James, still in character, replies, "No, we pride ourselves on the best customer service." He's laying it on thick, and I'm still sniffling in the background like I've just lost my last hope in the world. The transformation is beautiful to watch. This guy, who moments ago was ready to declare war over the temperature of his coffee, is now advocating for my job. It's like watching a nature documentary where the lion suddenly decides to become best friends with the gazelle. Now, I'd love to say this was a one-time thing, a flash of brilliance never to be repeated. But oh no, my friends, we had stumbled upon coffee shop gold, and we weren't about to let it go. From that day forward, whenever a customer would lose their temper at Danielle or me, James would swoop in like a caffeinated superhero and fire us on the spot. And let me tell you, the results were consistently hilarious. We've had people go from fire-breathing dragons to apologetic puppies in the span of seconds. It's like watching a real-life version of those Snickers commercials. You're not you when you're hangry for coffee. The best part, almost every single time, the person who came in ready to bite our heads off ends up apologizing. They suddenly remember